This could be end broadcast. Okay, so I can send you the text one.
Yep. So the first one works.
Yeah, and the max width, I guess, for this one was it's too big, like it's 1,000. But anyhow, for this layout, it's always 1,000.
Yes, so not increasing.
Yeah, test 2 is larger than test 1. Again.
Okay, now the width increases.
I got max width 1,000 again with that batch. I don't know if that's right.
So the batch is...
But here on the mixer, it's not true.
Yeah. So the batch is correct, I guess, again, because the max width should be the same.
Even the text is not shown in a right place. It moved to the left. Okay.
Have you made changes to the tag?
The tag, just one line. You had a set text, lib set text. It was not called at all in my graphic loader. So I just run the set text inside the tag index.js itself.
Inside what? Sorry.
So let me show you. How can I show you? Okay, here I have the pattern. Yeah. So here's the change that I made to the tag. Like if you go to the tag,
I don't think you can see.
Can you see the atom? The code?
Yeah.
Yeah. So which line is this? You see line 112?
Yeah, we don't need really this function because it's a static templating, right? Because we remove everything and then we calculate.
Yeah. So I needed to run this function, so I just ran it inside the index.js itself. Would that cause a problem for you?
I think I do that too. I have the same thing.
Yeah, so then...
We don't even need that function.
It looks the same. 112 is exactly the same for me.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that we changed, nothing else.
And line 97.
97.
It's on 97.
Yeah, it's just a parameter.
Six.
That's the same code. Yeah.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. So I assume like...
So, I mean, it's not static templating because max width is correct. It's 1,000.
Right.
And you never actually change it. It's always just 1,000.
Yeah.
All the batches you send me set it to 1,000.
That's a fixed number, so we are not changing. So we have a function there based on the text. We calculate the required width. Now, if the required width is matching or bigger than the max width, then we truncate it. If not, we just show it.
Right, but if that logic is the same, then I don't know why it would be different.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Do you have the same fonts?
Yeah, so let's check the fonts. You should have Arimo.
Yeah, we did.
Same there. Is Arimo installed there? Should be, right?
I don't know. It's like it shouldn't matter if I send you a set text batch also, yeah?
And I mean, it takes into account the font, so I'm not completely sure.
Okay, let me change one.
It's not that the old value is being stored, though, because it is setting the text and recalculating everything again. And max width isn't actually changing, so the static templating has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, based on the text. Everything is based on the text. Because what is important is value. Can you go up? Can you go up again?
Yeah.
Can you try just manually sending a set text batch through the socket from your console?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, this value should change every time. This current required width, it's on 200, and you calculate this first, and then it's not updated. It seems the text is always the first text that you get.
Maybe one other thing that you can do. I don't need to send you this one because I already set the text inside the static template. But it still should be the same. Like I'm setting the text here.
Yeah, well, it shouldn't matter.
But anyhow, this
is for the set value.
Yeah. Although it might matter. Not sure. I wouldn't recommend using both of them, but it just seems like it's more work for you.
Yeah, it seems the tag is harder than SFU. Okay, so I send you text one again. It should be right. And the batches should be
I think you didn't hang up, and
yeah, there's still problems. I wanted you to send a manual batch through the socket, just the set text.
Yeah.
You see? This one.
This one is open now. Just game text one showed up. You didn't change text. For some reason, the text one is saved right now. You see that? Did you send the batch?
I didn't get that text change. There's no batch for that.
And how did you remember the text? The previous text was text one.
Because it was in the variable, like with added template.
So why we should keep it? On the first. You calculate the width based on the first text that you sent.
Here's a potential problem. You static templated the text and it didn't change.
Remove the tag. Remove the tag. I don't know what that is. True.
Yeah, okay. There's some issue with static. Makes huge sense.
Okay, that works now. Text with
so it looks like it's using the static values from the last static template.
Now I send host, but the previous text.
It's not storing them. It's just loading before it templates.
Should I send you the?
I think I know why. It loads on render false. It reloads on render. It unloads on render false, and then probably loads on render true. Let me check. Yeah, it loads unrendered false. So the issue here,
Should I send the global insert?
so the pattern I think I used for testing was you would template statically, unrender and re-render. But you are unrendering, templating statically, and then re-rendering. So it should be solved by just putting a render false, but that's kind of weird. Yeah, the problem with loading the graphic on rendered true is it's not immediately available. So
would that help or solve the problem if I send the global templating before the render batch?
You'd have to send it before the render false. I'm going to try some things. Hold on.
one. Small window. Okay.
That marks just expired. They haven't actually reloaded yet. They'll reload. Yeah, here we go. Good.
Why did the watermark render? Because I think I sent it. Yeah, I've sent the batch for watermark.
Watermark didn't show up. Oh, can you put the text this time? No, you do.
I don't see any watermark. Oh. Batch or
And then make this small text.
watermark stream.
I think I've sent the watermark.
I think the tag is solved after.
No, I think I'm something in that.
So the tag is solved, or is it like a hacked solve? Is it solved now? Is it?
That's right.
So the tag is already solved, or is it a hack solve? You should work on it.
No, I think that's good enough.
Okay. And the watermark.
Yeah, I realized it was only indexing the watermark when you index the stream, but it needs to index it right away. So. When your batches are timing out, looks like you still have streams without IDs.
Sorry?
You still have streams without IDs. You have remove scale border, border move scale stream, and there's no ID in the second one. It's like you're trying to move it to 64.896, 52.992 coordinates. There's no ID, so the batch is timing out.
The batch for the string, that's weird because I didn't move any string.
I thought of a way that we can do feedback for the batches too. Socket.io has this nice thing called callbacks.
Mm-hmm.
We use those to return errors to the client. So if a batch comes out or whatever.
Okay, it could be an error inside the function. Okay, let's do that. This we have this. So should I index all the streams?
I mean, you don't really have to, but
Like in order for your logic of watermark.
I mean, it'll behave the same as before without indexing. But if you need indexing, then you can do it. Like the same logic applies as adding it first. It will be in the bottom.
Okay.
It might just be good practice to put, I don't know, all the background assets at 1, all the streams at 2, all the graphics at 4, and all the assets at 3. All like the front assets.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the simple way to do it.
Okay. Figure out here if there's a. I think I sent you the indexing for all the streams as far as I know, but I'll check it again. In the render function, the get layout batch. Yeah, the logic is currently like the strings in the scale of 0 to 10, strings are in the middle. Like any scale move within the batch, yeah, really index with value. Anyway, that's good enough. So what we should check the comment. Okay, thanks, Thomas.